I am a recovering workaholic. I started my business as a speaking coach straight out of university, and my goal was to do what I love and earn what a fresh grad would earn. You see, for whole bulk of my youth, I think for those of you who have been following for a while, you would know this. I didn't feel like I was good at anything. I would work doubly hard in school, but I would always get a below average grade when my friends could do well effortlessly. I wanted to be an actress when I was younger, so I auditioned for my school's drama club. It was a normal secondary school drama club, two times in a month, and I got rejected. And it just seems like everything that I wanted to do, I was kind of subpar at. And, young Ray just really wanted that recognition and that affirmation for who she is, to know that she's good at something. And when I started hosting events when I was 15 years old, I was hosting events as a volunteer work in a community center. I actually really enjoyed it, and people did give me kind of compliments, maybe because I was a kid. But that was the beginning of my journey of realizing that I wanted to do work that has to do with using my voice. And so when I graduated from university, I knew that I wanted to do something that has to do with my voice because I loved it. But I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know how to make money out of it. So I started my coaching business straight out of university, and this was during COVID period. And my goal was just to earn what a fresh graduate would earn, so I could convince myself and show my parents that this is a viable option. I worked really, really hard. I had mentors, and in 6 months, I achieved my goal. I was earning more than what a fresh grad would earn every single month. And I was doing the work I love, and I had amazing clients from all around the world. But it wasn't enough. Since I started my business, I've been waking up every single day, drained, burnout after burnout, rolling out of bed at 8 a.m. and, working all the way on my, with my butt sitting on my desk in front of my computer, all the way till 1 a.m. Probably going out to the dining table for lunch and dinner, seeing the sunlight for like 30 minutes a day. And the reason why I did that was because in my head, I was never doing enough. There was always a next goal that I needed to chase, or that I told myself I needed to chase. Because when I looked at social media and I realized that other people were doing more stuff than me, they were like launching their website, launching their products, doing this, doing that, having more clients. It just seems like they are achieving more, and that I needed to catch up in order to be good enough in this industry. And when ever felt like I didn't, I'm not doing what they are doing. For example, they have not just the coaching business, but they are also like investing, they're also into real estate. When I feel like I'm not able to do that, I just felt unworthy and like a defect all over again. What started as a business built from my passion of using my voice quickly turned into my own strict metric of success. And I literally worked hard on steroids until it reached a point where a year in, I would wake up and dread waking up. I felt the joy and the passion leaving me. One of my mentors, Mel, advised me, Ray, you need to rest. Go and experience life. Enjoy your life, right? Go and live life. Book a staycation. And in my head, I thought, really, Mel? Really? I mean, you are one of the top business and marketing coaches in Singapore and in region, actually, in Asia. And you're telling me to take a break, right? You help people scale their business to $1 million, and you're telling me to take a break. Can you give me better advice? But he was serious, and he wouldn't let me leave his side until I booked the staycation right in front of his eyes. So I did it, and I took his advice. I booked my first solo staycation in January 2022, and I rested, recovered, and I built the vision board of my life. And this is how, okay, I'm just gonna take the vision. Oh my god, it's stuck to my table. Okay, my table is really tiny, so I hope I didn't drop anything. Anyways, this is how my vision board looked like. Okay, I wanted to over here, as you can see, do work that I love. So I have Oprah hosting her own talk show because I've always wanted to have my own talk show, to create safe spaces for people to have tough conversations with themselves about topics that they don't usually talk about. I wanted to do work that I love, helping people own their voice. I want to be on the cover of a magazine, because I've always been insecure about my body, and I feel like being on the cover of a magazine was kind of that statement that like there's a representation on, in the media. I want to travel around the world. I want to, speak on TED. I wanted to work in beautiful places all around the world, by the ocean, by the beach, by the villa. I want to, over here, spend time with my family and be surrounded by people that I feel supported by and that I can support as well. I wanted to do all these things. Like, this was like my dream life, to be able to do what I love, be surrounded by people that I love, and enjoy the beauty of nature, working anywhere I want. And as I looked back in 2022, the same year that I built this vision board, I realized that I achieved every single one of this. I know, it's crazy. I achieved every single one of this. I managed to do work that I love and do it consistently, creating my Own Your Voice coaching program, as well as hosting live workshops where I taught people how to build trust with their voice and own their voice. I started doing work from all around the world, and for the past 6 months, the last 6 months in 2022, I traveled 22 cities/towns in 6 months. And I worked in the most beautiful locations, by the ocean, at a villa. I remember there were so many moments that the first thing I woke up was the view that I saw was the ocean or the mountains. And I was literally like, wow, I can't believe this is my life. I, traveled and experienced life, so many new experiences that I had. I did traditional Balinese cooking. I took a boat through the mangrove forest. I climbed amazing mountains. It was so beautiful. I was surrounded by people that I loved. I traveled with my family to Bali, traveled with my sister to North Vietnam. I met clients from the other side of the world that I have only known online, and I'm meeting them in real life. And most recently, one of my greatest dreams I ever had was to have my own talk show, as you can see. And it happened. I actually manifested that talk show. I created, and I was so excited that I can't even speak right now. I created and hosted Singapore's first ever live in-person talk show last weekend, and it was fantabulous, and it's gonna happen multiple times this year. I created every single thing from this vision board. Not 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, but right now, as a 26-year-old. And I think it's so important that I share this message, because I feel like we are always taught that we need to work hard now and play later. We need to be practical now, and later we can enjoy. But not many people realize how they have the resources to actually live their dream life today. And so in this video, I want to share the 3 lessons I learned about creating and living your dream life today. Lesson number 1 is this: define your own success, not the success that others expect of you. Looking back, I spent my entire youth measuring my self-worth against the metric of success that society told me to. Getting good grades, getting a good job, climbing the corporate ladder, earning XXX amount of money, earning more than my peers, and after getting a stable job, climbing the ladder even higher and achieving the next thing. Never once did I ask myself, what do I really want? And I don't know if you realize this, but success standards is very similar to beauty standards. Beauty is just a concept that we learned. Someone made you believe what's ugly and what's beautiful, just as someone made you believe what's good and what's bad. That is a quote that Don Miguel Ruiz said, and I think it's so powerful. Success is also a concept that we learned. To many Singaporeans, maybe many people in Asia or out of Asia, success is getting a good job, buying a house, maybe buying some nice stuff that you can show your friends that you are successful. If you take a gap year, that is bad, that is not good. There are certain definitions of what good and bad is. But to many people around the world that I've met through my travels, they have a very different definition of success. To Mama Mao, a Vietnamese grandmother that lived on the fields of Sapa, success to her is simply being happy, tending to her crops, providing for her family, giving good tours to the travelers that she brings to her homestay and around her village. She is one of the most infectious personalities I know. She's so cheeky, she plays pranks on us. She's the reason why I stepped on cow dung because she told me it was a rock. And then she was really apologetic after because she didn't think I would believe her. But the point is, she is someone that is so full of life, and success to her is simply being happy. To Kadek, a Balinese lady who takes care of a villa in Bali, success to her is simply being financially independent. She left her abusive marriage years ago, and got a job as a chef and a villa caretaker. And that is what has allowed her to depend on herself for money and for a livelihood, and gave her that courage to leave her toxic marriage, her abusive marriage. And right now she is financially independent. She's extremely grateful for the opportunity she has to be doing the work that she does today. And she's one of the most infectious personalities, happiest people that I know. Success to her is simply being financially independent and not depending on any man. Remember, success is just a concept that we learn, and often this concept is inherited from our parents, our teachers, our friends. But remember this, if we simply aim for the success that your parents want for you or that your friends desire, you fail to create the success that you want because you simply never took the time to discover it. The secret to success is knowing how success looks like to you. It's pretty simple. Number one, know what you want, and number two, create steps to get to what you want. The reason why many people struggle is they don't know what they want. Usually they are striving for the success that they think they should be striving for. Here's the thing, when you know what you want and you know what you love to do, you would do it no matter what. There will be nobody that can stop you. There will be nothing that needs to drag you out of bed. When you find your why, you will figure out your how. And so lesson one is this: define your own success, not the success that others expect of you. Lesson number two is to see the bigger picture and understand the difference between means goals and ends goals. Now, a few years ago, a highly respected certified speaking professional who has been speaking for longer than I've even lived, he invited me on a morning walk with him. He does his morning walk every day, and he likes to invite people on his walks because otherwise he'll be walking alone. So he asked me out on a walk with him, and I said, wow, yes, I think it's such an honor to be able to learn these golden nuggets of wisdom from someone that has been speaking for decades, and I consider him as a mentor of mine. So when I met him, he gave me a challenge. He said, Ray, I want you to bring us from gate A of Botanic Gardens to gate B of Botanic Gardens. But you cannot use a map, you cannot use any signboards or look at any signposts. I was like, wow, okay. I guess I just gotta follow my intuition. So I got us going and I started walking, and I was really focused. I was like, okay, based on my limited knowledge of this place, where is gate B? And the thing is, he is from Israel. So I felt like I needed to know this better than him because I'm Singaporean and this is a garden in Singapore. So after a couple of minutes of walking, we end up at the exact same spot. We just walked the entire circle. I was like, oh, damn it. He asked me, Ray, what do you observe? I said, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of just focused on getting us there. And he said this, exactly. You were so focused on the destination that you completely missed out on the beauty along the way. Come, let's take another walk. And we walked the same exact circle again. And after that, I managed to share with him some of my observations. So lesson 2 is this: see the bigger picture, understand the difference between means goals and ends goals. In our everyday life, we are sometimes too focused on our means goals that we lose sight of our ends goals. The ends goals for that walk was to have a great conversation with him, but I was so focused on these little goals along the way, like getting us, making sure that I managed to complete his challenge. And similarly, in life, my ends goals, that final destination, that big dream, is to live a life where I can do the work I love, be surrounded by people I love, and be in any location I love. Means goals are the different ways to get there, the different vehicles to get there. So I can get to my ends goals through coaching, speaking, training companies. In the future, I can start up a label, I can sell eggs. Like, there's literally 1,000,001 ways to get to my ends goals. There was a time where I was too obsessed with my means goals, that means the speaking, the coaching, the training, those money goals along the way, that I completely missed out the bigger picture, which is to do the work that I love. I lost sight of my ends goals. That is how I became such a workaholic, and I lost all that joy and passion. Sometimes we get personal and start shaming ourselves when we lose a job opportunity, or we don't do well in a presentation, or when our plans don't go according to plan. In those moments, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Look at your end goals, and you'll realize how many options you have to get to those end goals. When we define our end goals and remind ourselves of it, it gives us a broader perspective. This is so that even if we fail at our means goals, we know that there are other paths that we can embark on to bring us to our end goals. And please remember to enjoy the journey. The journey is as valuable as the destination. If we only feel happy when we reach our destination, then we can only be happy a very limited number of times in life. Ask yourself this question: how can I live my dream life today? And you start to realize that in many ways, you already have the resources to live your dream life. For example, if you want to travel the world and work anywhere you want, maybe you can't travel to Europe yet, if you're in Asia, because it's too expensive, the ticket. Travel to somewhere near, right? Maybe like the country right beside you, from Singapore to Malaysia, or maybe Bali. The villas there are like $20 a night, so it's pretty affordable. And in, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, it should be even cheaper, maybe even lower than that. And you don't even need to take a plane. You can just cross the customs using a bus. So think of ways where you can experience that dream life in a little slice of a fraction today, so that you can remind yourself what you're working hard for. Lesson number 3 is this: when in doubt, always go back to how you feel. Build a consistent relationship with your voice. Along the way, you'll find yourself at crossroads and difficult decisions. Should I choose this? Should I choose that? Should I make a career change? There'll be many of these difficult decisions, and people will have advice for you and tell you what you should or should not do. Always remember to go back to how you feel. From today onwards, build a consistent relationship with your inner voice. Speak to it, listen to it, respect it, journal, speak to yourself. It's so important to build this consistent relationship so that you won't be in constant indecision, because you actually know what your heart wants. Start with the little things. For example, your friends ask you to go out for drinks, but you're really, really, really tired and you don't want to. Don't just simply say yes because you want to please other people. Respect your voice. Listen to your inner voice. Because when you practice listening to your inner voice for the little things, you'll be able to hear it better for the bigger decisions. So the moral of the story is this: you can live your dream life today if you have the courage and the guidance to dream it and to take steps towards it. The thing is, not many people know what they want. Coming from an Asian Singaporean society, I've been dreaming of the life that I was told I needed to live. Work hard now, get a stable job. Once you reach stable, climb higher, climb faster. Maybe then, you'll feel worthy. Maybe then you'll feel good enough. Let me tell you this. Feeling good enough is not the outcome of material goods you gain or the coveted checkboxes you achieve. Feeling good enough is a decision to heal, to break down the beliefs you grew up with and define the beliefs you want to use to create your dream life. Because happiness is coming to terms with the work you want to do and the life you want to live, no matter how impractical people say you are. So these are the 3 things that I've learned about bringing or of creating your dream life today. And I just want you to know that you have the power to create your dream life today if you have the courage to redefine what that dream life is for you. To question the life you were told you needed to live, and to define the life that you truly want to live.